every year, man. Every year. Every year, bro. We always, bro. This competition, bro. This competition always breaks my season, bro. Every single year, every single season, we get so close. We work so hard. We put so much effort. But it's always too freaking late. Every single season. And you know what, right? First of all, before I start, congratulations to Atletico Madrid. Congratulations to Diego Simeone. Listen, Diego, you did your thing. You did your thing, man. You had a game plan. You did the job in our home stadium. And you came today to defend. And it's just like last season. Just like last year's Champions League. These guys gave me hope. Again, this club, they threw the onion at me. They just pointed, they reached out for their hand. And at some point, there was a point in this game where I actually began to believe. And it was literally at that moment, the moment in this game when I began to believe, just the right moment when I began to believe, that's when they cut it under my feet, man. And you know what, yeah? We have no one to blame but ourselves. We really don't have anybody to blame. The performance today, fair play to the players. They did their work, right? They performed today, they worked hard, but you know what the problem is? It's too freaking late. It's too freaking late. You gave them this opportunity. You gave them this. The fact that we didn't take advantage home is why we are here. And every single year, man, every single year, year upon year upon year. Honestly, guys, this is incredible consistency from this club. I don't understand. I really don't get why, right? Why my club is always obsessed with shooting themselves in the foot when it really matters. Because where did we lose this tie? We lost this tie at the Camp Nou. We lost the tie at the Camp Nou. We didn't take advantage. We gave you a stupid record. And then as a result of taking that stupid record, we ended up losing this game because we were a man down. And now we had to come here and basically go for it from minute one. That's why we are where we are. That's why we are where we are. And look, honestly, guys, right? I want to give credit to these players, right? As much as I really want to, and I really want to give them credit, right? But I have to say this, right? Hansi Flick, bro, you know what really pisses me off about Flick, man? Look at this game. Look at the game plan today. The players today, right? From minute one, they went straight for the jugular. We literally scored in the first 5 minutes. I literally said, please, just get me a goal within the first 5 minutes. That's all I ask. And I'll believe. And we scored early. And you're thinking, yo, this is amazing. Now we only have one goal to go. We gave it a go. We went forward. We did what we needed to do. We went forward. And we actually got the equalizer. Ferran Torres scoring the goal. And it was at that moment, ladies and gentlemen, that my heart really believed. Because when this match started, I was on 99% hope and 1% belief. I said this since yesterday. But then we scored our second goal, and all of a sudden, it was 99% belief. And it was at that moment, right at the moment that this club actually pulled me back in, we ended up doing the same thing over and over and over. I mean, look at the goal we conceded. Look at the goal we conceded, ladies and gentlemen. Literally, this is just like, bro, honestly, when I saw that goal, right? Do you guys understand? It took every single ounce in my body to not throw my phone off my wall. That is how mad I was, guys. Literally, we concede the same way every single time. This freaking high line. This high line, bro. Honestly, Flick, I'm getting so freaking tired of this freaking high line. When we don't have the defenders for it. You could literally see, man. Literally. The only way we concede goals against teams like Atleti is the same old thing. Ever since last season. We concede the same way. High line, boom, they beat the high line. Look at it. Look at the way Atletico play. They played Giuliano Simeone and Lookman. Why do you think they were playing them, bro? Flick. Use your freaking brain. Why would they play two of their fastest wingers out there? Could it be that maybe they're trying to wait for us to play the high line so that they can beat us on the high line? Because we don't have because we don't have fast fullbacks. Our fullbacks are not fast at all. Literally. Giuliano Simeone. And then Lookman. Kunde wasn't catching Lookman. Look at that goal. Lookman had the freedom of Madrid. Kunde wasn't catching up to him. And this is the problem, man. This is the freaking problem. Guys, the people who are here, and I know there's a lot of you Madridistas that are here. Listen, have your fun. This is a game is game. But here's the problem that I have with this team, right? I said this yesterday on my preview. I literally said it on my preview. I said, for God's sake, I'm begging, I'm literally pleading to this defense. I beg you guys in the name of God, please hold on. Please hold on. Please do your job. That's all I ask. Because I knew my attack could do something. And you know what? The attack did something. We scored twice. But I literally said this. When I said I was on 99% belief, do you think it was because I didn't believe that we could score twice or three times in the stadium? No. It's because for as much as we can score, we can just as well concede. This defense, bro, we have not kept a clean sheet in this competition. Chat. I literally heard, honestly, chat, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Barcelona haven't kept a clean sheet in the Champions League this season. And people were telling me that we're going to win the Champions League this season. People believed in this team to win the Champions League. A team that can't even keep a clean sheet. And we played teams like Slavia Prague, Eintracht Frankfurt. We played bombs like that. And we still conceded to those teams. But no. We are going to reach the Champions League final. Well, here we are. Every time. Every year. The attack did their job and the defense faltered. Every time. And you know what, yeah? I'm not this guy. But on God, guys, this referee today was freaking garbage. The referee today, he was trash. Forget about just Barca, right? I know people think I'm just talking about Barca. Guys, the amount of stupid decisions they made, even the corners today, ladies and gentlemen. We should have had 2 corners in this game. 2. Even Atletico Madrid should have had a corner in this game. Literally. Every time. And this referee today, the fact that today, bro, the amount of times today, we should have had a pen, bro. I'm sorry. That Omo was literally a push inside the box. He literally pushed him, bro. His hand is literally in the direction of pushing him. He literally pushed him. And the referee fucking... And you know what really pisses me off? Look at the red card we conceded. Look at the red card we conceded, guys. A goal scoring opportunity, right? A goal scoring opportunity. And Alexander and what's his name? Gerald Martin literally pushes him from the back. He goes down, and then the referee gives us a red card. But the same thing happens in the box in the first half for Omo, and he gives nothing. Consistency, of course. Consistency. inconsistency. Honestly, bro, I was so pissed today. I'm sorry, the officiating today was fucking garbage. I don't care what anybody in the chat says. I really couldn't care less. A lot of you guys are Madrid fans. Yeah, I can have your laugh. Have your laugh, because guess what, bro? If you guys lose tomorrow, I will have my laugh. You think I'm not that shameless? You guys think I'm not that shameless? After I've just seen my team lose, you think I'm not that shameless, to actually dance on your grave? Do not underestimate me, bro. But look, have your fun. Today is my day to get cooked. I will take the cooking like a man. No problem. I'll take it. But like I said, I'm sorry. I am not letting this referee get away with this. Absolutely not. No freaking way. Okay? He was fucking garbage today from minute one. I'm sorry. He wasn't good enough, man. Listen, many people are going to say, oh, our players were going down. I'm sorry. Look at the way they were tackling us. They were literally bulldozing our team the whole game. And I'm supposed to sit here and believe that these guys were not going in for us, and this referee was doing absolutely fuck all in the game. Nothing. And look, at the end of the day, right? The attack today, I really don't have an issue with it. When I looked at the lineup, right? I'm gonna pull up the lineup later, right? But let me actually do this right now. Hold on, chat, because oh God, my head is so hot right now, chat. My head is so freaking hot. Dear Lord Almighty, Lord have mercy on my soul, man. Ya Allah, please give me strength. Give me strength to be able to deal with this. Guys, today when I looked at the lineup, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Do you guys know how pissed I was today when I saw this lineup? First of all, he started Ferran Torres. Now look, I will admit, I'm a man. I will admit. Ferran Torres today, it worked. It worked. It worked. He got a goal and an assist. Good work. I mean, we already know who you are. This is who you are. You are a confident player. You are a confidence player. You turn up when you score goals. Because I promise you, if you didn't have the game that you had in the weekend, you would have stunk out today. But thank God you had a great game in the weekend, because it gave you the confidence to actually play well today. And you know what? Fair play. You were pretty good today. All right? Cool. I'll give it to you. No problem. Right? I'm going to be very honest with you, right? If there's one thing about this team that frustrates me, right, is how sometimes Barcelona chooses to play a certain style in a game, right? We choose to play a certain way, right? And you watch the game thinking, hold on, we have a players on the bench right now who this would fit perfectly. And what do I mean? Today in that first half, the amount of times I saw us crossing the ball inside the box, and there was literally no one inside the box. Honestly, guys, do you guys understand how how angry I was getting in this game? The amount of times João Cancelo was just crossing it, and there was no Ferran, no Olmo, no one inside the box. And I'm sitting there like, wow, I wonder, do we have a striker on the bench that would have probably gotten into one of those balls into the box? I wonder, let me think. Oh, right, we do have a striker who could have actually been in the box to actually take one of those chances. And you know what really gets me? What really gets me is Lewandowski, who is the guy I'm talking about. He comes on in the 60th minute. How many crosses did we put in the box after he came in? No. We started taking the ball and trying to play it inside the box. Not cross it like we were doing in the first half. No. Let's just wiggle it inside the box and try to score the perfect goal. And here's the thing, man, right? I'm going to be very honest, man. I genuinely feel like we were screwed. Because, sure, look at the goal that we scored in the second half, right? That third goal. People are saying it was offside. Was it offside? Or was it, because at the end of the day, I'm sorry, right? I thought, and maybe, am I wrong here, Chad? But I thought that if a player basically, if a player is offside and the ball hits the opposing player, shouldn't that count as a goal? I'm a little bit confused here, Chad. I need to I mean, guys, do I not know the rules? I thought that if a player was offside and they were given the ball, it was offside. But if it hits the opposing team and it goes to one of our players, shouldn't that count? Like, bro, I am so tired, bro. The rules is so freaking confusing. Because I've seen goals like that given. I have seen it. And then I'm hearing, and the bullshit I'm hearing today is, but you know, apparently the reason why it wasn't given is because Gavi wasn't, was it Gavi or Firmino? I don't know which one it was, right? But he wasn't trying to pass it to Ferran Torres. So because he wasn't trying to pass, he was trying to shoot, and because it deflected from a shot from Firmino that went straight to Ferran Torres, it can't count as a goal. Bro, what the fuck are these rules? Bro, nah, you know what? I'm sorry, man. I don't understand this, man. I don't get this, bro. I don't understand. Someone needs to explain the rules to me, man. Somebody needs to sit me down and actually teach me these rules. Because I'm beginning to really question, bro, everything I know about football at this point. What are the rules, man? Is it that if a ball deflects off the opposing team goes to another opposing player, that should count? I've seen this given. But no. A brand new rule change that apparently got confirmed this season. And you know what? Yeah. Another thing I also need to say. You remember what I just mentioned about us playing a certain style and certain players on the pitch that are not that would have worked perfectly well? Let's talk about. I just talked about Ferran, right? But here's the thing with Ferran Torres. I can excuse the Ferran Torres one for Lewandowski. I can excuse it because look, Ferran Torres cooked today. So you know what? I'm not really angry like that Lewandowski didn't start. Absolutely not. I'm not. Because at the end of the day, the guy who replaced him actually performed. Okay, cool. My frustration wasn't the fact that Lewandowski didn't start today. My frustration was the fact that when he came on, we completely changed the style. We went from being crossing it into the box to now trying to work it inside the box. Which one is it? Why would you change the tactic the moment the player who is amazing at crosses into the box comes in? And another thing, we were playing crossing into the box, right? If the idea of this game was to cross the ball into the box constantly, why would you bench Rashford? Why? Rashford's pace could have worked today in the start of that game. His pace would have worked well. He's good at crossing. He proved it in this game. He's good at crosses. And yet, what? Nothing changes. We put Firmino today. Firmino today had a golden opportunity. Golden opportunity. Literally, the moment we scored the second, we could have literally scored a third. And this is again with this team. It's the same old thing. Again and again. Once again, we scored the second. We had an opportunity to score a third. And then the cross comes into the box. Oh, God, Firmino. You literally had the whole net to aim for, and you aimed it right at the keeper. This was our game. And this is the thing, man, like, some of the things in this game, they just got to me, man. Like, I sat there watching this game, like I mentioned, like the style of play that we came with. And I'm like, we have some players that it works for, but we have some players that it doesn't work for at all, right? Lamine Yamal today spent so much time dribbling. Bro, if that was the plan, if Lamine Yamal was just going to dribble, why didn't you just play him in the 10? Why did you play him in the 10? And I don't know, maybe play Ronnie Bagdaji, start him, because Ronnie came on in the game, and I don't care what anyone says. People say, oh, Omar, he's too young, this is a big game, this and this and this. He's good at crosses. He's a good crosser of the box, right? He's a right winger. If Lamine Yamal today wasn't going to cross the ball, why didn't you just play him in the 10? He would have done a better job than Dani Olmo. But And Lamine Yamal today, right? Listen, I'm not going to go in on Lamine. I'm not. He started the comeback. But, jeez, oh my God. Lamine Yamal today, bro, the amount of times he had the ball and he wasn't releasing it. Lamine, do you have any idea how many times I was looking into the box and seeing Lewandowski just standing there, waiting for the cross, and you're just doing this? What are you doing? Can you please cross the ball into the box? Bro, this guy today, the amount of times, bro, he was trying so hard. He was just trying to dribble past his man. It was like a competition today between him and Rogeri. It genuinely was. It was like, oh, really? You took the ball off me? Next time I have the ball, I'm going to dribble past you. Until I dribble past you, I am not letting go of this ball. We need a comeback. And our best player is too busy trying to win a one-on-one battle today. And look, you know what the problem with fans is? Y'all gonna think, oh, Omar, you're cooking. Why are you attacking Yamal? Yamal was good today. I never said Yamal was bad. I never said he was bad. I'm saying that in the occasions where he was losing the ball, if there's one thing today that was getting to me, was the fact that, bro, this guy wasn't releasing the ball when he needed to. When he needed to. Keyword, needed to. There are some times that you need to dribble past your man. Yes. There are sometimes you need to do it. And then there is sometimes that you need to release the ball, especially when you're losing. You need a goal. Why would you dribble, bro? Just, please, do the basics when you need to. That's all I ask, Lamine. But this is the thing, man. Like, when it comes to Barca, right? I'm going to be very honest with you guys, okay? There's going to be a lot of people who are watching, who are going to blame a lot of people. Some people will blame Hansi Flick. Some people will blame everyone else. They'll blame the players. They'll blame the defense. But let me be honest with you guys, okay? You see, the problem with this club is deeper than just, one person. It's not just the manager, guys. Even though today, I'm going to be very real, I blame this defeat on the manager. I'm sorry. This is, Flick, this is your fault. You want to know why this is your fault? Number one, you set up a tactic and you brought the wrong personnel. You decided to play long ball into the box today and you didn't start Rashford. I don't care what anyone says. People can say, oh, Omar, why would you start Rashford? If you're playing a certain style, bring the personnel that work with that style. Simple. And this is the point that I'm trying to say here. You see, when it comes to this, to us in the Champions League, this is not a manager problem. This is not a player problem. This is intrinsically in the club. This reminds me so much of what Madrid had to go through from 2004 to like 2010, when they were getting knocked out of round of 16 every single year. And it was just getting into their heads. When are we going to finally break this curse? When are we finally going to break this curse? We get so close. We try so hard. And we always have to screw up somewhere to always cost us. That is always what happens every single time. And once again, this has nothing to do with all of that. This has everything to do with the mindset. There's something wrong with this club up here in Europe. We don't have this in here in Europe. Even look at this game today. Look at this game, chat. We needed one goal. Just one. One goal to take this game to extra time. Just one. And when we had the momentum, chat, we give away a stupid record. Why do we always do this to ourselves? Why? Why do we always do this, guys? Every year, bro. There's always something stupid that we do that always costs us. shooting ourselves in the foot every single season. And every single season, when the season starts, and I come out here, and I'm apparently negative. That's what people like to call me. People say I'm negative, right? Whenever the season starts, and we always talk about the Champions League, I never puff out my chest. Let's be honest, chat. You know it, I know it. All the people who have been supporting me from the beginning of the season, right? Those you guys who've been watching, I've been never hyped us in the Champions League this season. Even though we were so close to being in the final last season, I refused to drink the Kool-Aid. People called me negative. People say, you're not a real fan. Omar, we were so close in the Champions League last season. Omar, who's going to stop us? We are one of the best teams in Europe. That's what they kept on telling me. And I kept on saying the same thing over and over and over again. The problem is not that we don't have the personnel. It's not that we don't have the right manager. We have all of the tools that we need to win the Champions League. We do. Yes, maybe we need some few players here and there. There's some holes that need to be fixed, right? But all round, we have personnel to win the Champions League. This has nothing to do with personnel. It's this that worries me every time we play in the Champions League. Because every single time we lose, right? And by the way, Chad, I'm gonna say this right now. Can you somebody please? You know what, Chad? I'm gonna pause it right now. If you're gonna throw me or you're going to cook me, that's fine. But if I see anything racist in the chat, you're getting cooked. You guys see him in the chat, guys, kick him out. I'm being dead serious. Okay? Cook me, say whatever you want, right? I don't care. Tell me to hold that, say cry more, do all of that. I would take my cooking, but I'm not taking no one racially abusing me in my chat. Dead ass, guys. We're just football fans here, okay? We can all banter, but there's a limit. There's a limit to this, okay, guys? I just need to say that. I just saw it in the chat right now. Stop. By the way, no, screw this. No, hold on. I'm not. Guys, hold on. I'm pausing this stream right now, guys. I'm not doing this. No. Sorry, guys. I'm not doing this. One moment. Hold on. No. There's somebody in the chat right now. This guy right here. Guys, somebody kick this guy. This elite play. Guys, get him out of here. Seriously, get him out of here. I'm stopping the stream until we get this guy out of here. I'm being that serious. Chat. No. There's a guy in the chat right now no, hold on. I'm getting this guy out of here. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry. We're not doing this, guys, okay? Okay. Look. No. Okay, listen, man. Madrid fans, have your fun. At the end of the day, I'm not going to ban anybody for cooking me, okay, bro? I'm not that sensitive. But I'm not taking no racist talk here, okay? There's no racism in here, okay? All right, let's continue. I lost my train of thought. What was I even talking about, right? Yeah, the mentality. Guys, this is why every season in the Champions League, I always come to this competition with caution. And people don't understand. People think, oh, Omar, you're always negative. Why do you always have to complain? Why do you always have to whine? Why can't you just support the team? I do support the team. But listen, respectfully, I have to call it for what it is. Do I want to act like this? Absolutely not. I'm respectful. I'm very respectful, right? And at the end of the day, I want my team to win. I want to sit here and have the chest, oh yeah, Barcelona, we're going to win the Champions League. Absolutely. Right? I want to have that chest. I do. But I know that when it comes to my club, when it comes to this club, we are our biggest enemies. Every year, me and my club, we are always our biggest enemy. We always put ourselves in a position where we can win the Champions League, when we can have an opportunity to win it, when we're looking at it and saying, this could be our year. And the moment that we start to believe that maybe this could be our year, and then every season we fuck up somewhere. Ladies and gentlemen, quiz to the people who are watching. Would you all, right? I just said we shoot ourselves in the foot. Chat, we have over 200 people here, almost 300 people, okay? Big up to every one of you guys. Smash the like button if you like it. If you're a Madrid fan, smash the like button for Cook Me in the chat. But let me ask you all a question. Where in this tie against Atletico Madrid did we shoot ourselves in the foot? Where? Where? Chat. Does anyone know where Barcelona should shot themselves in the foot in this quarterfinal? Where did we shoot ourselves in the foot? Where? Where, ladies and gentlemen? Does anybody know? Does anybody know? Because it's blatant. Everyone saw it. Everyone who watched the Champions League this season, everyone who watched us, right? Who watched this tie, everyone who watched it. Where did we shoot ourselves in the foot in this tie? Where? Yep. Thank you so much, Chef Shooter. Thank you so much. Thank you. 2 red cards. Literally. In the first leg, we gave away a stupid red card. Cubarsi. Shoot ourselves in the foot. Boom. Shoot yourself in the foot. You lose the game 2-0. Today, we're 2-1 up. We just need 1 goal, and we are back in this tie. 1 goal. And then what happens? Shoot yourself in the foot. Eric Garcia gets sent off, and then boom, the tie is over. Literally, the moment that red card was given, it was over. I know at the end, we brought Araujo in. That's another thing I need to mention. Flick, you brought Araujo in the 88th minute. You wanted to play him in the number 9, which I understand. Cross it into the box and all of that. Right? And you brought him on in the 88th minute. Why would you bring him on in... We need a goal. You're trying to cross it into the box. And you decide to bring our biggest aerial threat with 2 minutes of regular time to go. Flick, man. Flick. This is the problem that I have with Flick, man. Flick is a great manager, but my goodness, when he does stupid mistakes, oh my freaking God, it is the worst kind of stupid mistakes that he makes. He played a high line today. Stupid high line. And then, he decides to play hoop it into the box and doesn't even start Lewandowski or Rashford, who's good at crossing. And then, this is the best one. We need a goal with minutes to go. He doesn't even decide, okay, we got 10 more minutes. We're probably going to have more added time. Let me bring on Araujo, I don't know, in the 75th minute, 80th minute, when we are going all out for it. You know what? If we had conceded, we would say, okay, you know what? At least we were going for it. I get what Flick was trying to do. You were trying to play long ball and get it and cross it into the box. Bring in Rashford. Okay, cool. Lewandowski is in the box. Is in the game. Cool. You bring on Ronnie. Cool. Today, the substitutes that he made today were actually very smart. He brought on Ronnie, took Yamal in the middle. Smart. He brought on Rashford. Smart. You brought on Lewandowski. Smart. Okay, cool. You brought on Araujo. Smart. But you decided to bring him on with 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes to go. And you know what and you know why I am calling this out? He had 1 good cross into the box and he nearly scored. But that was literally the only opportunity that he had, bro. How much time did he have in the game to make an impact? Not enough. If he had come on in the 80th minute and we were just crossing it into the box, we might have gotten lucky. But no. You wait until the last 2 minutes to bring him on. And I'm just tired, man. I'm just tired. Until the mentality of this club changes, I promise you guys, we're going to keep seeing the same thing every single season. And I don't want to hear it from no one. No one. Okay? Because there's a lot of Barca fans here that always drink the Kool-Aid. And when I'm on the same stream with them, they will sit there and say, Omar, why are you always negative? Omar, look at the season, the things we've done in the transfer window. Look at the players that we've signed. Look at the players. This is a different season. Look at the way the players are playing. Bro, I've already said, until this team wins the Champions League, I don't trust this team any season in the Champions League. Any season. I wasn't hyping us up last season. Last season, I didn't hype us up. This season, I didn't hype us up. I never hyped this club up in the Champions League ever. Every time I have this club, it's in the league. Because in the league, we can always do it. In the Champions League, never. Doesn't matter how good of a squad we have. Because we will shoot ourselves in the foot somehow. And that's what happened in this tie. That is exactly what happened in this tie. And here's the thing. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to say, Flick out, Flick out, Flick out. I don't think Flick is going to leave. And I don't want him to leave, to be honest, right? I'm not. I think that he needs his players. I think that he needs to go out there and maybe get him a center back. Get him a fast center back. Not any center back. Get him a fast center back that can drop deep quickly. Because I promise you, if we sign a slow center back, nothing is going to change next season. I need a center back with pace. That's what I need. That's what this team needs, bro. This high line cannot work with slow defenders. It's very evident. It is very evident. We need new center backs. We need a whole back line, to be honest. The entire back line. Because look at this today, guys. This defense, Eric Garcia, again. Just like in the Copa del Rey, he got sent off again today. This is who we are, man. It's not about bottle jobs. People always like to say, oh, Omar, Barcelona are serious bottle jobs in the Champions League. Nah, this is not even a bottle job mindset. Because you know what it is with bottle jobs? Sometimes bottle jobs are rare, right? Teams that perform bottle jobs, they're very rare, right? They have 1 year where they falter, but then you don't really see it again, right? You have that 1 year where a team screws up and they end up costing themselves. This is every single season in the Champions League. This is nothing to do with a bottle job. This is a mentality change that needs to happen. A mentality change needs to happen. And Mbappe, the Paul Bearer says it. Bastoni alone is not going to fix my defense. No. Go get me Bastoni and Van de Ven. Go get me. This is why, guys, when I talk about Van de Ven, people say, oh, Omar, why you always talk about Van de Ven? Van de Ven is a fast defender. And what this club needs is a fast defender. Guys predict what center back will get a red card in the 2027 UCL. You know what's funny? Rex is saying this. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, Rex, what are you saying? You know what's funny, right? Rex, I'm a guy that has a good memory. Funny thing is, next season, if we get a red card, I'm going to remember this time and be like, last season Rex actually mentioned this. Rex actually mentioned it. Why? Like, every year, man. Every single year in this competition, man. Every single year. It says Ferran Torres being our best finisher says a lot. Yeah. It says a lot, doesn't it? It says a lot. And this is who we are, man. Like, at the end of the day, something has to change. I'm going to be very real. It's not the personnel. The personnel is not the problem. Yes, there are some players in this team, right? There's a lot of players in this team that are good enough. But there's some players that are not good enough. I agree. But even if next season we sign players, even if next season we bring in the players that we need, we have to stop this mentality of always starting things either too early or too late. We have to stop being nervous. You see, tomorrow, Real Madrid are playing against Bayern Munich. Many people are expecting Real Madrid to get battered. And they could get battered tomorrow. 100%. But are you going to be surprised if they come back tomorrow and win? I know I'm not. I would hate it. It would basically ruin my entire week. But do I see it happening? Of course. Because this is the difference. Real Madrid in the league, different team. Champions League, they have that thing that we don't have. The mentality. I hate to say it. I really hate it. I don't like being this guy. But they have it in the Champions League. That's what keeps giving. Why do you think they keep winning it? Even though we're always the better of them in the league. Every season, we always get the better of them in the league. Most of the time. We always do. But in the Champions League, for some reason, they seem to have the mentality to always get it done. That is the thing. This is what I mean. There's a certain mentality you have to have when you are in the Champions League. We had that under Pep. That's why we dominated Europe. Because we had that mentality of whatever we did in the league, we had the same energy in the Champions League. And we had that mentality for years. For years. That mentality completely broke the moment Enrique left this club. And I'm not saying it's Enrique that is the issue, right? If Enrique comes back, things will change. No. And maybe if he comes in, maybe things will change. But I promise you guys, I don't know where we need to look at, right? Because I say it's the mentality, but do we need a new a manager that has the winning mentality, a different mentality in the Champions League? Maybe. But something has to change. Because I'm not Flick out. And I think Flick has done an amazing job. Yes, there are things that as Barca fans, we can call out. Yes, it's frustrating. The Highline is frustrating. Yes, all that is frustrating. But here's the thing, man. Flick transformed my club. Okay? Flick transformed this club. We went from being nowhere near title challengers. We went from being nowhere near European challengers to now we are being upset because we have a team and yet we get so close but always faltering. That's the thing. So I am not Flick out and I appreciate Flick. And this is why I'm not Flick out. Because I want to see Flick get the players that he wants. Let's be honest, chat, Flick hasn't been backed enough since he's arrived. The amount of work that Flick has done, considering the players that he's been offered, he's been incredible. If he was given all of the players he wanted, all of them, and we keep screwing up in Europe, I would have had more energy for Flick. But I'm looking at this team thinking, bro, there are players in this team, current squad right now, who I wanted gone 2 seasons ago, who are still here. And some of them, they barely improved. Barely. Some of them have improved not at all. It's the same thing. Something needs to change, man. Something needs to change at this club. The mentality needs to change. And maybe if Flick signs some players, if he's actually backed for once during his time here, if he gets the players that he needs, then maybe the mentality might change. Maybe. But I truthfully, genuinely think that for us to see a shift in mindset, we have to work hard, right? And firm, and stop being nervous in the hardest times, right? And try to get it done one time. Because I promise you guys, right? I promise you, if Barcelona win the Champions League, right? If Barcelona win the Champions League once, that will open the floodgates. I genuinely think so. It's similar to what happened to Real Madrid. Real Madrid went 12 years without winning the Champions League. Lads, next season will mark 12 years since we won our last Champions League. Next season. Real Madrid went 12 years. And for those 12 years, look at them in the Champions League. They went through bottle moments, like you remember the Monaco game? They went 6 years, or 5 or 6 years, where they were completely, right? Like dog shit in the Champions League, getting knocked out around the 16. They got knocked out by teams like Roma. They got knocked out by teams like Bayern. They got knocked out by teams like Lyon. Those are the teams that they got knocked out by. When Mourinho, the one that changed it, honestly, chat, was Mourinho. Mourinho came in, and when Mourinho came in, the first thing he changed was the mentality of getting away from that curse. Let's get past the round of 16. Once we learn to get past the round of 16, then we can finally get the hoodoo off our backs. And that's what happened when they went past the round of 16 for the first time. When they got past the round of 16 for the first time, it changed everything. Then they went to the quarterfinals. The next season, they reached the semifinals twice. And then when they reached the final and they finally won La Decima, that is when things completely changed. They went on a 3P. They've won 2 Champions Leagues in this decade. That is my point. And that can be us. I think that if Barcelona win the Champions League, I promise you, chat, if we win the let's say next season, if we win the Champions League next season, chat, we will win the Champions League within 2 years after that. Because once the players finally get that hoodoo off, we always battle it in the Champions League. We always battle it in the Champions League every season. Once we get that hoodoo off our backs, trust me, the players will have that confidence of, yeah, man, we've already done it. We've proven it. We've finally done it. We've proven how good we are. We've proven that we can get it done. Cool. We've proven that we can get it done. We prove that the mentality's changed. It is what it is. And look, at the end of the day, I really couldn't care less, okay? There are some people that feed off negativity. Listen, guys, my opinion is my opinion. I really couldn't give a damn if you're a Barca fan that doesn't like what I say. If you don't like what I say, fuck off. Seriously. Fuck off. My channel is not for everyone. You think I built this channel to impress people? I come here to state my opinion. My opinion can be wrong. You think I sit here and I talk about these things trying to be proven right? Guys, a lot of the things that been happening this season, I predicted. Do I look like I'm happy to have been correct? Do I look like I'm happy? I'm not. I want to be proven wrong. That's why it hurts. Because when I predict this stuff, I want to be proven wrong. And here's the thing. Like I mentioned, really couldn't give a shit. I really couldn't give a shit. Some people, they love to do this. And here's the thing. I do not give a damn. You don't like what I say? The door is right there. But yeah, that's honestly what I think. And look, I'm big up to Rex, man. Rex says, what's stopping Flick from leaving at the end of this season? Really? Nothing. But do I think he's gonna leave? Nah, really. I would be shocked if he leaves. Like, I think all of us will be shocked if he leaves. I don't think he will leave. I think that, at the end of the day, I don't know, man. Maybe Deco and Laporta might have given him some promise. And I'm hoping that they back him. He needs to be backed. This brother cannot be here 3 seasons without getting backed, man. Back him. Give him the players that he needs. Give him the players that he needs, for fuck's sake. Because there are some players here that have been nicking and living for years. And they need to leave. And look, I'm going to say from the beginning, Ferran freaking Torres. Ferran, I don't care that he got to go and assist. You are not fooling me. You understand? You are not fooling me. You are not pulling the wool over my ass. And I hope that if you're a Barca fan in this chat, that you have not been hit by that genjutsu. I hope that you have not been hypnotized by that performance today. Okay? I still want this brother gone. I'm glad that he had that game. I'm glad he had this game against Atletico, because one, he nearly got us into the champion. He nearly brought it back for us, and I would have given him so much credit. I said yesterday, if he had a game of his life today and he was responsible for our comeback, then I would hold the L. But guess what? You got to go and assist. We still got knocked out, so you're still getting cooked. And here's the thing. I'm glad you had this performance, because you know what? Maybe now Atletico and Simeone might actually say, hey, you know what? Maybe we need to go and sign this guy next season. Yep. So yeah, he needs to be one of the people that needs to leave. The defense, bro, I will put every single one of these defenders into bargain basement sale. Okay? I don't care. People say, oh man, but this player's improved. Bro, no one has improved enough to be amazing in this team. No one of our players in this backline have been so impressive this season that you can say, we need to build the defense around this guy. Not one. So yeah, it is what it is. I need bro, in the summer, we need a clearer. And that's another thing, chat, I have to say, right? You see, one way that we can change things in this club, the mentality, is to, first of all, some of these personnel, for them to leave. Because I know I'm saying it's not a manager problem, it's not a personnel problem. But here's the thing, bro. Some players here, they have the bottle job mindset, and we know who they are, and those guys need to go. Okay? There's not a lot of them in here, but there are some in this team. There are some players in this team right now who don't have it in here. They don't have it in here, okay? They don't have the composure in the tough times. Guys like Araujo, okay? Guys like Eric Garcia. Bro, you've gotten sent off in this game against Atletico twice this season. You got a red card in the Copa del Rey. And here you are again. It's you again. You. Again. And at the end of the day, people are going to go, Omar, what could he do? He was going to go 1-on-1 and score. Well, that's the freaking problem now, isn't it? That's the freaking problem. He basically lost this man, and he had to basically run behind and try to catch up to the player. And that's why we are where we are. Honestly, guys, we have let go of a huge opportunity, Chad. We have let go of a huge opportunity, Chad. We literally had such a great opportunity. We could see a semi-final between Atletico Madrid and Arsenal. Or Atletico Madrid or Sporting. Imagine if Sporting come back against Arsenal tomorrow. And we have a Sporting Atletico final. That could have been us. And it should have been us. Just like it should have been us last season. But here we are. Again. Honestly, man. Things need to change. Things need to change. Big up to you, Rex, again. Every time. Appreciate you so much. Says, Omar, you need to call out those who call you a fake fan. These content creators. I know it's not me. It's not the time to say I told you so, but they need humbling. Appreciate you. I mean, look, like I said, when it comes to me, I say what I think. The reason I started this YouTube channel wasn't to try to just, do a sports journalism thing or, doing content or trying to be cool and friends with everyone. Guys, when I started YouTube, I didn't know any Barca content creators. None. There's a lot of people who are in this platform who I work with. They were not even on YouTube when I started. Okay? When I started doing YouTube, it was just me. And I was sitting here stating what I thought. Didn't care about nobody's opinion. Okay? And guess what, guys? I'm almost about to hit 10K and I am not changing anything. Because this is who I am. I say what I think. I'm not trying to sound like everybody else. Okay? And let's just keep it in respect, right? At the end of the day, I respect all the other content creators. And like I mentioned, I'm not even going to sit here and be like, oh, those guys are always wrong and I'm always right. I'm not. Listen, I'm a human being. I get it wrong too. And sometimes when I say the things I say, I don't say it because I want, at the end of the season, for these guys to prove me that. So they're going, ha, 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 ha. I told you all. Remember when I said this? Remember when I said that and this and this and this? No. That's not me. I state my opinion and I say, yo, you know what? I'm saying this now. Prove me wrong. Prove to me that this season is different. And then when the season ends and then I'm proven right, then I'm sitting there like, what the F? I said prove me wrong and you frauds proved me right again. Another season, yet the same thing. Yet the same thing. That's the problem. I don't like being correct. Especially for things like this. But you see the signs, and this is the problem. It's not just because I just come into the season from like the season 27, 28 season, or 26, 27 season starts and say, oh, we are not going to win the Champions League. Absolutely not. No. I walk into the season and I look at what we do in the transfer window. I look at what we do in the games that I'm watching, the style, the performances from certain players, and then how we perform in Europe. I'm not looking at just the result. I'm looking at the game, the full 90 minutes to see what is happening during the game. And then at the end of the season, or during the Champions League, especially the Champions League, when I'm watching the game and I'm seeing us struggle, but we're winning, but we're struggling against every single team, whether you're a top team or a lower team. Last season, chat, when we were in the last season was probably the first time in years that I genuinely thought that maybe this team could actually do it. And I know we faltered in the end. But I had every reason to believe in this team because we were great in the group stages. Absolutely amazing, right? I know we were still conceding goals, but we were amazing. We battered Bayern Munich. We beat Dortmund. We had that incredible comeback against Benfica. We had moments last season where you were like, yo, I see something different in this team. There's a fight in this team. Something I haven't seen before. There's a fight. And when we were in our side of the draw, you were looking at that draw and you were thinking, Bro, this should be a walk to the final. This should have been a walk in the final. And then I was watching the games. And during last season, I was watching the game saying, guys, Barcelona have a big problem under Flick, which is that teams that sit back and hit us on the counter usually break through our high line. And we have to watch some of the teams. Some teams are good at that. One of them being Inter Milan. When I looked at our side of the draw, I said, guys, the biggest team that worries me is Inter Milan. Because Inter Milan are literally the antithesis of Flick's football. Okay? They are not going to come and attack us. They're going to sit back, hit us on the counter, and score. And you know what? Look at how they won the Champions, how they won that tie. Bro, we scored 6 goals and conceded 7. And that's why, and this season when I was watching us in the Champions League, losing to PSG's B team at home, getting battered by this Chelsea team, I said, guys, if you're one of the people that believes that this team can win the Champions League, I'm sorry, man. Put the Kool-Aid down. Put the Kool-Aid down. And I was saying it. But when I kept on saying it, people called me negative. People said, oh, you're not a real fan. You're always toxic. When I was on Football Chaos, and I was there with all the other panelists, and I said, guys, even though we have a good side of the draw, we are the favorites, that's cool. I still don't believe, to be honest. I think that we could still screw up. And you know what's funny? For those of you guys who are on Football Chaos, you guys remember, I actually called this Atletico game, as a potential banana slip, didn't I? How many of you guys in the chat? Go back, guys. Go back to the Football Chaos, guys. During this, me and Barca Valium, we were literally there. And Barca Valium was calling me out when I said the Atletico game could be a problem. Well, guess who just knocked us out of the Champions League? It is what it is. At the end of the day, here we are. Another season. Yeah. So now we're out of the Champions League. We're out of the Champions League. Now we only have the league to look forward to. We're 9 points clear. We're going to end it in style. And then everybody's going to celebrate back to back. Which, absolutely, I'll celebrate the back to back too. It's been a long time since Barcelona have done back to back in the league. But I seriously yearn the day I can finally see my club actually be good in the Champions League. Bro, I want to win this Champions League, man. I really do. Yeah, Madaska was in charge. He was a good manager. That's true. I want. And here's the thing. There's a lot of people in the chat saying, oh man, we got robbed. Okay, fine. People can say we got robbed. And here's the thing. You walked this guy, I don't know what your name is. I'm not pronouncing your name. I ain't got time for that. But if you came to my chat earlier, I called out the referee. I called out the inconsistencies. But why were we in this position in the first place? Why were we in this position in the first place? We're in this position because we lost at home 2-0. If we had lost the game 2-1, things might have been different. But we lost 2-0. So we had a lot of work to do today. Just like when we played them in the Copa del Rey. Just like we did in the Copa del Rey when we lost 4-0. We had all our work to do when we played them in the second leg of the Camp Nou. We won the game 3-0, but it was too late. It was too late. And yeah. I hope that next season we build a better team. I hope next season we get the players that we need. We get a better defense, and that we are more prepared. I pray to God that we do, because yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, guys. Yeah, guys, we're out of the Champions League. Now we only have the league to focus on. Honestly, Chad, I don't even know if I have the energy, the heart to watch the rest of the Champions League, to be honest, Chad. I don't like, bro. I'm gonna be very real. I cannot bring myself to watch Arsenal versus Atleti, bro. First of all, that's gonna be freaking dreadful to watch. These bums playing against each other, right? That's the first thing. But number two, I'm gonna be watching that game frustrated. That, my goodness, even like, imagine if Arsenal knocked Atletico out. Now I'm gonna be even more frustrated because I'm gonna be thinking, bro, we could have knocked this Arsenal team out. And if Atleti knock Arsenal out and they define it, now I'm gonna be more pissed because I'm gonna be like, well, that could have been us. That could have been us. But yeah, here we are again. Anyway, guys, we just have to move on, guys. This is football. Stuff is hard. We go through stuff every single time. But we're going to be back next season, chat. We're going to be back next season. We're going to believe in this team. And hopefully, this team can try and actually win the Champions League. When are we going to see this team win the Champions League? I hope soon. But it is what it is. Yeah. But listen, guys, I appreciate every single one of you guys who are here. You guys have been incredible. Big up to all the people that have rated me. Guys like Carnage, Papillon, Jonas, I think, what's his name? Matrix, I think he also rated me. Big up to all the people that have rated me. But yeah. Hopefully we win the Champions League soon, man. Hopefully, but anyways, listen, guys, we're going to be doing, at the end of the day, I'm going to have more streams coming out. I don't know if I'm going to stream tomorrow, guys. I'm not sure. But we'll be back on Thursday. And we'll just have to talk about what we need to do. We're just going to have to focus on what we need to do. And yeah. Anyways, big up to every single one of you guys. Let me see who I can redirect you guys to. Who's live that I can redirect you all to. Oh, Lord Almighty. Heartbroken, man. Heartbreaker. Heartbreaker, chat. A complete heartbreaker. Who can I even send you guys to? I don't even know. Yo, I don't even know, chat. I'm genuinely lost for words. Anyway, chat. Listen, if there's no one, I'm just gonna end the stream. Guys, I know I haven't really talked much about the game. I will be doing a match reaction after this, guys. Make sure you guys keep your eye on reaction where I'll do the player ratings and everything else on there, guys. So big up to every single one of you guys. And yeah, big up to every single one. I'll send you guys to Atleti Fanatics. I'll send you to Atleti Fanatics to Rajat. I'm sure Atleti fans are going to be having a great moment. But yeah, Madrid fans, enjoy it for the next 24 hours. Because next tomorrow, if you guys lose, I will be here to throw you all. And to all the Barca fans who are calling me to do that, yeah, man, there you go. Big up to every single one of you guys. Take care. Peace. And love you guys every time, man. Appreciate every single one of you. Take care.